This video is for kapwa kababayan na medyo shaky yung inyong marriage and you don't know where to start, na walang trabaho, you don't know where to start, you're scared na pagka naghiwalay kayo wala kayong pera. Hello guys! Namamaga ang mukha natin kasi bumili ako ng viral na Korean product sa TikTok. Yung parang kulay siya dilaw. Namaga yung mukha ako dahil talagang nag-rashes ako dito, tsaka pulang-pula siya. And ngayon medyo may mga remnants pa. So sunscreen tayo tsaka powder. Ang hirap. So, siguro sa ano natin, nagre-react yung ating collagen yata sa mga products na ginagamit ko. So, first time ko siya na yung Korean product ay mag-react sa face ko. First time po siya. Normally, parang calm sila sa mukha mo, diba? So, yung kulay dilaw siya na pula, yung parang tube, yung parang drop. Kaya nagsisi ako. So I was about to start vlogging pero may email ako na may damage delivery kaya I have to take care of it first. But here's my video is about today. Dumadami po yung subscribers natin. Mayroong nagda-drop, mayroong nadagdag, may naiiwan, may nadagdag. So sana sa dumagdag mayroong mga question. So our video for today is, I guess I haven't told you guys about how did I manage financially when me and my ex-husband was losing the business, was struggling to stay married, go through the separation until we got divorced. So this video is for kapwa kababayan na medyo shaky yung inyong marriage and you don't know where to start. And nawawala ako parate kasi yung mga customer natin ay marami mga nasisira yung mga delivery. Okay, this video is para sa mga kababayan natin na shaky ang marriage, na walang trabaho, you don't know where to start, you're scared na pagka naghiwalay kayo wala kayong pera, paano ka na lang, paano ka makapag-renta ng bahay, paano ka lahat. Okay, here in US kailangan mautak ka. Wala tayong mga kamag-anak dito, wala kang mapupuntahan na kapitbahay na pwede kang umutang ng isang dakot na bigas para kainin mo. Walang may magbibigay sa iyo dito, wala lahat. So eto ay based on my experience. Hindi po ako financial advisor but was learning. Kailangan tayo mautak ka. You have to learn the situation. Pag alam mong shaky na ang marriage nyo, mahirap na po yan unless willing kayong mag-work into your relationship together. Pero pag yung isa kasi ay nawala na ng respeto at nawala na ng love at ang mahirap na siyang i-connect yung dating love ninyo, ay talaga naman mapupunta po siya sa hiwalayan. And marami pong mga cases na mga ganyan dito sa mga kapwa natin Pilipina kasi minsan ang expectation ng lalaki sa atin at saka yung kultura natin sometimes hindi po siya magtutugma. So this is may email kasi nakaganon ako kasi binabasa ko yung email ko sa cellphone. Sorry, hindi ko pala na-pause. So, eto po, if it doesn't work for you, don't work for you. It doesn't work for you. So, period. Ito po yung steps na ginawa ko na sa tingin ko ay wala ako ngayon dito, hindi ako nakapag-survive after sa lahat ng mga tribulations na nangyari sa buhay natin kung hindi ko to ginawa sa sarili ko. Pero maraming mga podcast, maraming mga YouTube videos na tuturuan ka kung paano mag-handle ng financial stability mo, yung mga retirement, yung mga ganon. Marami po. But pag i-combine mo kasi yung sitwasyon mo na kagaya sa atin ng mga Pilipina na ang hirap magtrabaho, ang hirap kumita ng pera, okay yun. we can follow yung steps po ng mga tinuturo ng mga well-known na mga financial advisors. Okay yun. Pero in reality, when you apply it to yourself, mahirap po siya. Kasi those are sometimes ay based sa mga double income or sa mga medyo may mga extra sa kanilang mga kinikita. But let's say if you are only earning $15 an hour, $20 an hour, mahirap po siya i-budget pag ikaw ay solo income or solo mother. So ito po ay para tayo maliwanagan lahat. Shucks, ang hirap pag Tagalog. Hindi ako Tagalog, Bisaya, Ilonggo ako. So ang hirap po, okay? So para po maliwanagan ng lahat, I will answer your questions again. Sa mga bashers ko na hold yung comment nyo. Kasi makapag-bash kayo, grabe, tanggal ang dignidad ko, day. Grabe. So eto, para maliwanagan kayo, kasi I think I did not tell you the history kung paano ako nakapag-survive. Okay? Wala pa akong sasakyan noon, wala lahat, hindi pa ako marunong magtrabaho, wala lahat. Let's start from the beginning. Okay? Dumating ako dito 2014. Nabuntis agad ako. Okay? Nabuntis agad ako. So, nung nabuntis ako, wala pa yung green card ko, buntis na ako. Shaky na siya agad kasi nung nabuntis ako, na-stress yung ating ex-husband kasi matagal siyang walang responsibility. Ngayon, nagka-responsibility siya, hindi pa na-enjoy yung siguro yung isa't isa namin or hindi ko alam kung ano nangyari. Basta, nag-relapse. Okay? Uminom. Nasira ang trabaho. Nawalan yung parang nag-demote sa trabaho. Ayaw ko nang ikwento lahat kasi nakwento ko na yan before. Now, the story begins in Vegas. Stays in Vegas kamo. But it sumunod po sa amin dito sa Illinois yung nangyari sa Vegas, day. Nung nasa Vegas kami, maganda na sana. Parang we're living like a Disney princess. Pero nung nasira yung source of income namin, doon na po nagsimula ang lahat. Okay? If I am given a chance to go back and restart again, ito po ang maa-advise ko para sa inyo kasi this is based on my experience. Ginawa ko po to sa sarili ko. Kung hindi ko to ginawa sa sarili ko, wala ako ngayon dito ngayon in present, sitting in my car, enjoying my lunch break. Nung nawala na siya ng trabaho, we were living for the entire year na walang income. Saan kinuha ang income? Saan kinuha yung pera? Of course, there were multiple sources at that time. Para hindi bias, sasabihin ko yung kay ex-husband at sasabihin ko yung sa akin, okay? Umpisa natin si ex-husband kasi siya ang may maraming pera, day, okay? We have 3,800 square foot, 5-bedroom house, mortgage, okay? Yun yung mga fix namin na mga expenses. Car, kasi nag-loan kami ng Toyota Sienna. Insurance, electricity, tubig, pagkain, although yung pagkain na pa-budget, okay? Phone, yun yung pinaka talagang major na mga expenses natin na fix po siya. Talagang it relies into sa incoming money mo, okay? It stays in your checking account or kung may savings, nagda-drop in savings, but we will talk about it later. Nung nawalan siya ng trabaho, binigyan siya ng severance fee. Okay? Nag-apply ng unemployment, hindi po siya na-approve kasi mas malaki pa yung kanyang severance fee compared sa kanyang sa matatanggap niyang unemployment na pera. Nag-apply ako ng food stamp money, hindi po ako na-approve. So, we are spending out of savings, yung severance fee niya, yung mga natira pang pera. Okay? So mind you, 3,800 square feet na bahay and with 5 bedrooms. Malaki po ang aming mortgage at that time. Hindi siya pwedeng ma-skip. And what we did, kahit na lasing pa siya, kahit na yung pag-iinom niya ganun, sa madaling sabi, binenta namin yung bahay. Meron kaming equity. Now, nung makuha namin yung equity ng bahay, nagrenta tuloy kami. While we were renting, bumili po siya ng negosyo, business, na he thought magiging milyonaryo sa Vegas. I was opposed about it. I wanted something na I enjoy kasi alam ko ako naman ang mag-handle ng business. Background lang siya, paperwork lang siya, management lang siya. He will be sitting in the swivel chair. I will be the one who will work hard in front sa lahat ng mga kung anong business ang gusto niyang gawin. There was one time na fitness po ang gusto ko. Yung parang orange theory, parang ganun. But I forgot, it's something orange as well. Yun ang gusto ko kasi it was like booming and medyo wala pang masyadong franchise na ganun sa Vegas and you can place it even inside the hotel. Ayun niya maniwala, gusto niya, oh, I'd like something na may aesthetic. Okay, aesthetic nga. But then, on the other side, yung nagbenta sa amin ng franchise was very convincing na yeah, totoo nga naman, booming ang Vegas 2017, 2018, 2019 before the COVID times. Kasi you will see them ripping apart yung mountain, yung parang nagtiteres-teres na siya. Ang daming mga new development sa Vegas at that time. Maraming mga homeowners, maraming mga lumilipat from Colorado, from New York, from California. Ang daming lumilipat sa Vegas because there's no sales tax. Parang isa sa mga state na mura, sabi nila. Pero I don't think it was mura. Hindi talaga mura, parehas lang. Okay? So, yeah, we managed the business. We survived with the equity of the house. Nung magrenta kami, we started building the business. So now, when we start building the business, we are earning money a little bit from the profit. But this is where the tricky situation happened. Business money, hindi mo siya pwedeng spend into your personal needs. Kailangan si business, babayaran ako as an employee para na makapagbayad kami ng renta, para makabili kami ng bahay, makabili kami ng pagkain, makapaggas ako, makapagbayad ako ng car insurance, makapagbayad ako ng health insurance. Kasi at that time, wala kaming health insurance. Okay? And ganun po ang nangyayari. But this is where I tell you, sa mga nanay, sa mga kababayan natin, huwag makampanti. Okay? I tell you this, huwag makampanti. Kasi sa atin kasi sa Pilipinas, we think of what we eat tomorrow and what we eat later tonight for dinner. We don't think long term. Wala po sa practice natin yan sa Pinas. And dito pumasok sa isip ko ay, pag malugi ang negosyo namin, pag hindi ako makapagbenta, pag wala akong komisyon, pag wala akong kahit na side hustle, pagka wala lahat, paano kami makapagbayad ng renta? Paano ako makapagbayad ng kung ano-ano, right? Now, aside from doing all of those guys, on the flip side, maraming stress, okay? Maraming problema kasi nandun nga siya, umiinom siya, di ba? But I still keep on going kasi wala kang choice para na i-sustain yung daily needs nyo, yung mga bata. Hindi ako ma-approve sa food stamp. I'm not sure why. Wala lahat. Now, ang ginawa ko guys, first, I wanna save money pero kulang ang pera. Hindi ako nakapag-save ng money. Kung stay at home mom ka, wala kang source of transportation, hindi ka pwedeng makapag-drive, hindi ka marunong mag-drive, I recommend to everybody na pag pumunta kayo dito sa US, learn how to drive. Kahit na wala kang sasakyan, learn how to drive. Kasi hindi ka pwedeng makapunta sa point B kung wala kang sasakyan. Pwera na lang pag tumira ka sa New York, yung mga big cities na mayroong mga bus, tsaka mayroong mga train accessible for you. Yan ang number 1 recommendation ko sa inyo. I learned how to drive. Lakasan ng loob pagka mag-drive. But I learned na mas easy mag-drive dito sa US kumpara sa Philippines. Stay at home mom ka, wala kang trabaho, but your marriage is shaky, hindi mo alam kung kailan ka magsimula, you're struggling, you're broke, everything. Ang ginawa ko noon, kahit na nagtitinda ako ng mga blinds, covering, whatever, shutters, draperies, kahit na nag-handle ako ng business, on the side, I was hustling. Nagbebenta ako ng, ano ba yun, yung parang kape noon, yung kape na papayat sa inyo. Nagbebenta ako noon. I was selling what I can. Then, this is what I do. I was buying and selling nung umpisa. So, nung wala ng perang pang-buy, sell na lang. Go to your closet from your children, closet ng mga anak mo, closet ng asawa mo, collect everything na yung hindi, you think na you don't need it, you think na may value, you think na pwede mo siyang mabenta. Let's say, used clothing ng bata mo, ibenta mo siya ng bundle, ibenta mo siya ng, wag naman yung parang binili mo ng brand new, di ba? Alam mo na used na yun. Reasonable price. Go and make an account in eBay, make an account in Mercari, make an account in Pushmark, make an account sa mga free Depop. Actually, Depop. I just learned the Depop today. Sa mga selling e-commerce app na walang monthly subscription. Start from there. Start selling. I remember I sold my LV bag. I sold it in eBay and I felt bad kasi mura yung bili. Hindi siya tumapat doon sa talagang original na price. But I sold it because hindi ko naman siya need. It is my want. It wasn't my need. So I sold it para may pambayad kami ng bills. I sold marami akong binenta na ayaw ko na sabihin sa inyo. Mga jewelry, ang daming mga jewelries na binenta ko because when I was buying and selling, I was also investing in gold. Binenta day. So, number 1, yan ang gagawin nyo. Wala kang capital, go to your closet, maghanap ka ng mga hindi mo gusto or hindi, you try to like weigh everything, you know? Kung makakatulong sa iyo na makapag-survive ka, makapag-ipon ka, yes, I'll do it. Up to now, I'm still doing it. I sell Zoe's clothes bundle. I go to Pushmark. I go to every app na kaya mo siyang, yeah, it takes time, you know, na you get used to taking pictures, putting some description, sizes, prices, everything. It takes time. Your only capital probably is buying the silo para na makapag-ship ka. You know, that's your only capital. Or printer para na you can print the shipping label. That's the only thing you need, you know. Number 2, mag-garage sale ka day. Mag-garage sale ka. Okay? Sometimes spring cleaning, ginawa ko yun. Kung anong meron ako na hindi ko kailangan, kahit na mga baso-baso pa yan, you know, I'll put it in the garage sale. And yeah, it's $1, $2, $3, but collectively, you will collect maybe $300, $400, and that is something, right? So, fast forward, dumating si COVID, yung pangamba ko, yung fear ko ay nangyari. But, ano ba ang ginawa ko para makasurvive kami? Okay? Well, doing all of those, 2017 yata kami lumipat ng, hindi ko na maalala day. 2017 ba kami lumipat ng Vegas? 16, 17, hindi ko lang maalala. While I can, I remember at that time, kasi pagbaguhan ka dito sa US, wala na may makapagturo sa iyo, ano ba yung 401k, ano ba yung mga ganyan, ano ba yung Roth IRA, wala may makapagturo sa iyo, right? While nag-i-scroll ako ng Facebook, yung Acorn, nag-pop up yan sa Facebook ko. There was something, stash yata yung another app, but I was successful with Acorn. Ang ginawa ko, I downloaded the Acorn, and you can control how much money you are going to add in the account or invest. I started from round off. Parang ira-round off mo yung halimbawa, i-attach mo yung debit card mo. Then, when you go shopping and there is some change, magra-round off po yun and then i-collect ni Acorn. And you decide kung magkano ang gusto mong parang margin para na Acorn will invest it into your account. Yun, doon ako nagsimula. I forgot about that account. yung app nasa cellphone ko lang. While doing that for years, I think I collected a lot. Kasi you're investing at the same time sa Acorn app, mayroon din siyang parang dividend na hindi ko ma-explain sa inyo kasi I'm not a financial person. So, I did that to myself. Okay? Walang may nagturo sa akin. Now, 2020 comes. COVID times, broke kami day. Yung pera ng business, ginasta. Kasi, when the entire world was closing, yung business namin ay nagsara din. So, from January, February, March, April, May, June, wala kaming income ng 6 months. But still, January, February, March, we keep paying yung royalty fee sa franchise. So, we stopped paying, I think, mga April na or end na ng March. Hindi na kami nagbayad kasi wala na. Kulang na yung pera. And at that time, I save up enough para lang na mayroon kaming pangrenta ng Penske at may panggaas papunta dito sa Illinois. But telling you all of this, siguro yung mga iba, kasi may pera yung asawa mo, may pera siya, pera niya ang ginamit, pera niya ang ginastos. I don't care about the bashers. You can bash me every video, bash kayo ng bash dyan. I like it kasi pera ko yan. Hindi ko lang siya talagang ma-explain ng tudo-tudo sa inyo. Yung hardship, not only you're struggling emotionally, you're struggling mentally, you're struggling physically, plus you're struggling financially. Yung financial struggle ay ang pinakamalaki po na talagang downside sa relasyon nyo. Okay? Now, balik tayo sa tanong. Paano ako nakasurvive financially if you said you guys are broke? Yes, that is true. We were 0, 0 everywhere. Yung bank account namin nag-close. Yung business account namin nag-close. Credit card maxed up. Wala kaming cash. Okay? During COVID times, nanahi ako ng mask. Okay? I was selling my mask and I was earning probably $800 a week, $400 a week, $600 a week until nag-open up yung mga borders dito sa ibang state and we decided to move to Illinois. The first time na alam namin na kaya namin, nag-move kami dito sa Illinois. Naubos na po lahat ng pera ng ex-husband ko. I'm not gonna explain it again because I said it in my previous vlog and I don't wanna uncover another hate, tapos na yun So, dumating kami dito sa Illinois na mayroon akong, I think, $600 left. And, nung dumating kami dito, hindi po libre ang lahat. I have to go shopping. And, nung nandito kami, mahirap mag-budget if you are living with another family in the same house. You have one kitchen, you have one fridge, and mahirap po siya yung parang mag-isip, yung parang magbilang ka na, oh, you cannot eat this, you cannot use my milk, you cannot use my butter, you cannot cook this, you cannot do it. Mahirap po kasi they rescued us na tumira sa kanilang basement, and in return, para akong yung parang I am obligated na I have to pay back. Kasi hindi ako kanong tipong tao na I will take advantage. So, I'll cook for 2 families. So, bukod sa amin, Scott, mayroong another 5 people. So, there are 10 people na kailangan kong pakainin araw-araw. And yung $600 ko ay in 1 week lang yata kasi nung mag shopping ako 200 plus. Then, kailangan ng mga sabon, kailangan ng mga shampoo, kailangan ng mga kung ano-ano pa. Then, I think 1 week and a half. Siguro 1 week and a half. Kasi naalala ko, nag-shopping na ako ng parang 2 beses. Wala na akong pang shopping ulit. I decided to keep sewing mask here. And I asked permission from my brother-in-law. Sabi ko, can I use the front porch as a pick-up location para na makapagbenta ako ng mask and they can come over and pick it up? And he said yes. So, almost every day, meron akong $50, meron akong $60, $90, $120, $200, depending on what day. So, pinipick up nila sa porch, then dinadrop off nila yung pera sa mailbox, and I collect it at the end of the day. And that's how I started, na wala kaming, zero kami, wala talaga dahil, wala, yung brother-in-law ko, hindi nagpahiram, lahat walang may nagpahiram. By the way, shout out to my brother also. When we were in Nevada, isa pa to sa mga help, I give him credit kasi when he was in Singapore, he was sending me some money as well para na mayroong kaming pang-allowance, mayroong pambili ng pagkain sa mga bata. And never siya nag-ask ng repayment. He was sending me like mga needs ko para sa yung parang sa mask. Ano ba yun, yung parang nilalagay dito na para makapag-adjust ma-adjust mo yung tali. So he was sending me anything na pwedeng gamitin para na gumanda yung mask ko. And isa yun sa mga tulong na receive ko sa pamilya ko. And dumating na nga yung punto na hindi na talaga ma-recover yung marriage namin. Although we are trying to survive, we are trying to live together para kasi it's cheaper that way. Hindi mo kaya magrenta, hindi mo kayang mag-solo. So you are stuck together na we were just trying to survive. So nung pinaalis na kami sa bahay ng brother-in-law ko kasi ibebenta niya yung bahay niya, we rented. Now, during those times, guys, this is the time where I was clever. I think for the future. I think na hindi pwedeng survival na lang kami parati. Hindi po pwede yung parang paycheck to paycheck kami or minsan kulang pa. Hindi po pwede yun. Nung binuksan ko yung acorn ko, napansin ko na may pera nga siya. So, when I was working in Ashley Home Store, what I did that time, I was putting money weekly. Nag-start yata ako ng $5 every week or every paycheck, ganun. $5 every paycheck na mapupunta doon sa Acorn account ko. Then, there is the emergency fund. This is really important, okay? Yung emergency fund mo ay isang fund na pwede mo siyang hilahin pagka mayroong mga emergencies. I tried building that fund. Nung nasa Ashley ako, kumikita ako ng every paycheck para mga 6,400, 6,000, yung mga 3,300 or 4,000 plus, 4,005, yung sige ako na kumita ng mas malaki kasi kailangan ko. So, ang ginawa ko, pera ko naman yun eh. Sahod ko yun eh. Okay? I tried putting as much as I can doon sa app sa Acorn. I was dropping money plus yung kung ano yung gusto mong ilagay pa. Roth IRA. Okay? Then, hindi kasi tayo tinuruan ng mga financial plan nung nasa Pilipinas tayo. In Ashley, nakapag-invest ako in my 401k. Okay, this is the timeline ngayon. Hindi ako nakapag on my own until 2020. That's why, kung sasabihin natin na if I have to rebuild my life again, I will be smarter. I will be more strategic sa plano. Mayroon akong isang jar at that time na hinuhulugan ko ng pera, ng cash. Not only that I have the Acorn funds, naglalagay ako sa Roth IRA, plus in Ashley I put 401k. Kasi dito, 401k sometimes your employer will match up to 6% sa invested na pera mo. And it's like, you consider it as a free money na binigay sa'yo. Then, I invested in HSA. Yung health savings account, it is pre-tax. Pre-tax ba yun? O free tax? Ano ba? Hindi po siya taxable. So, I consider it as like savings. Although, hindi mo siya pwedeng gamitin in your personal expenses. Magagamit mo lang siya sa mga health related. Actually, I was very thankful doing it during the time when I was working in Ashley Home Store. Alam mo niyo kung bakit? That was 2021. my children needed some orthodontics, doon ko po ginamit yung HSA ko. Kasi, yung employer mo, yung HSA savings, sometimes they will add money if you collect, pagka magkukulik ka ng ilang percentage. So, halimbawa, pagka nagkulik ka ng about 5% ng inyong income, si employer ay ng X amount of money. Parang $1,000 or $2,000 yata annual ang binibigay at that time. And that's how my children got their Invisalign. Dalawa po sila nakapag-Invisalign using my HSA savings. I took advantage of those. And not only that, I was putting money aside in the jar. Kahit na 5-5 lang yan, day, pinupulot ko yan sa daan at ihuhulog ko yan sa jar. Walang pili. And all those times na pahirapan ang pera, I was doing some side hustles, talagang nagba-buy and sell pa rin ako. Hindi ako yung parang tipong tao na okay lang ako sa pera na nagtrabaho ako and I got my paycheck, I'm fine. Hindi, kasi kulang kapos kailangan kong mag-double ng oras, kailangan kong mag-double ng income kasi ako lang ang nagbabayad, ako lang lahat. Although nandoon siya sa bahay, iisang bahay kami, but because bangag parati sa alcohol, parating absent sa trabaho, walang kita, and isa sa mga advice ko, you need to open a bank account. Kasi ang nangyari sa amin noon, nung ma-close ang lahat ng bank account namin, nag-overdraft, negative lahat, kinlose lahat ng bank account namin dahil wala kaming joint account after that. Nag-open ako ng account, hindi kami makapag-open ng account kasi bad record kami at that time. Ang ginawa ko, nag-open ako ng account, isang online banking. Nag-open ako ng account just for me to have my paycheck directly funded doon sa ating bank account. And yung aking ex-husband, he has his own. So, nag-separate kami ng bank account. So, wala akong control sa pera niya. For the longest time, siguro 21, 22, 23, 24, not 21, 22, 20, for 2 years, mayroon kaming renta ng bahay, electricity, tubig, pagkain, cellphone. Yung mga bata, pagka-enrollment every year, kailangan ko magbayad ng enrollment fee. Bangag sa alcohol, wala. I was the one managing everything. I'm not proud about it kasi I wish nakapag-contribute. I wish, may sasakyan pa kaming babayaran, may car insurance pang babayaran. Ang dami. As in, ang dami. I was still driving him to work kasi gusto ko siyang magtrabaho, gusto ko siyang tumigil sa pag-iinom. So, pagka nasa work siya, talagang siguro he deprived himself from drinking. I don't know what he's doing na makapag-survive siya to work. I did not ask. But be clever. Okay? Leave something for emergency. Leave something for you. Kasi, halimbawa, binibigyan ka ng allowance ni hubby, time will come ng allowance na yan ay magdi-drain. Time will come, isusumbat sa iyo yan. Ay, binigyan kita ng 300 a month, 200 a month, nasaan yung pera mo? Try to be clever. So, sabihin ko sa inyo yan. Now, eto, if I did not, kung hindi ko siguro ginawa, at during those times, alam nyo kung bakit. There were times na almost empty yung fridge namin. I remember sending picture to my sister. There were times na empty po ang aming fridge. There were times na antayin ko muna yung sahod para na makapagbili ako ng bigas. I was trying to stretch out everything I can para lang may makain yung mga bata. And my children did not, how can I say, hindi sila nag-complain. When they reached 14 years old, they were allowed to work. They work. Nag-part-time po sila. After ng school, nag-part-time sila. Ang sabi ko sa kanila, kung makapahanap kayo ng part-time, please do take advantage kung makapagtrabaho kayo kasi hindi ko kayo kayang bigyan ng pera para ibili ng sapatos, ibili ng bagong damit, ipag-shopping kayo. Hindi ko po kakayanin yun at that time. Although I was earning a little bit higher or more, but because maraming expenses po ang dumadating. And at that time, ang ginawa ko, I was ready to leave America. I was ready to fly back to the Philippines. The only drawback was I cannot bring Zoe with me. What I did while I was working, while there was money coming in, I put money on the emergency funds. I put money in my 401k. I put money in my jar. I tried saving as much as I can. Walang bili nito, bili niyan. Once in a while, I'll treat the girls to dine out. I'll buy some, a little bit, like yung parang pampakonsuelo di bubo na hindi ka naman kawawa, Sometimes I treat them to Chinatown, but it's not like a weekly or a monthly. Kung mayroon lang pong oras, kung mayroong special occasion. Pag birthday nila, 3 sila, iisang handaan. Hindi po pwede yung 3 sila September kasi sila 3 sila, isa. Si Zoe never had a party until now. She never had a birthday party until now. Yung dalawa nakapag-experience ng birthday party sa Pilipinas, pero si Zoe never. Hanggang ngayon wala pang birthday party si Zoe. Hindi ko afford ang mag-rent ng bouncy house at that time. Hindi ko afford ang mag-invite ng friends kasi yung apartment na tinitirhan namin ay very crowded at wala kang paglagyan man lang ng kahit na 5 children, yung ganun, wala. Kung hindi ko po ginawa yon, yung parang magsa-side hustle ako, and I did not think outside the box, wala ako ngayon dito kasi there was times na hindi ko kaya magbayad ng bills. But yung pera sa jar, yun po ang nakapagtulong sa akin. I'm saving for the rainy days and dinudukot ko yung sa jar ko. One day I was crying kasi alam ko, gusto ko yung pera sa jar ay sana ay pambili ng ticket papuntang Pilipinas. It was 2,000 plus, I remember. But kailangan magbayad ng bills. So dinukot ko yun sa jar. And I invested in the Philippines. I bought a property in the Philippines kasi ang isip ko, pag bumalik ako ng Pilipinas, in my age, I have to restart again. Ano bang trabaho ang gagawin ko sa Pilipinas kasi wala akong experience na trabaho sa Pilipinas. Although I graduated in general education, pero wala akong license, wala akong experience na magturo sa mga bata, and 40 matanda na tayo. So parang it was like I was anxious kung ano ang gagawin ko financially in the future. I applaud myself for risking and having that guts na I invest in the Philippines. Alam nyo, pwede ka makabili ng bahay o ng kahit na anong property sa Pilipinas as long as you know what you're doing. At that time, I found the property na I negotiated, willing siyang mag-accept ng payment monthly basis. Monthly ba yun o bi-weekly? Ay, hindi ko maalala. Kasi alam ko yung parang kailangan ko siyang bayaran. Paano tayo? Hindi po ako palamunin. Okay? Sasabihin nyo na, yeah, ganito. I don't care if you bash me, unless you will write something sweet and nice, then it will appear in the comment section. Kung mang-bash ka sa akin, galingan mo para na makita po ng lahat ng buong mundo. Yung investment ko po sa 401k ko, yes, I finance my own divorce. Kung yan ang problema mo, mahal magpa-divorce, mahal mag-file ng divorce. Kaya, kung shaky ang marriage nyo, if you can work it out. Kasi both of you will get hurt. Not only financially, but kung may mga bata na involved, mas mahirap po sa totoo lang. Okay? Mas mahal ang inyong divorce lawyer kasi may bata. Okay? Ano ang ginawa ko? Bakit ako nakapag-divorce? Alam niyo po, when I invested in 401k while I was still working, mind you, wala akong full-time job nung dumating ako dito sa Amerika. Wala akong kapera-pera nung dumating ako dito sa Amerika. When you were petitioned, ito isipin niyo ha, when you were petitioned by your fiancé or your husband or your boyfriends to come to US, they sign a document, a legal document to the state na they will provide your needs while you cannot work and while you cannot afford to feed yourself. Responsibilidad po ng asawa nyo na pakainin kayo. Kaya hindi ka gold digger, hindi ka nagkamkam ng pera ng asawa mo kasi responsibilidad niya na pakainin ka. Responsibilidad niya na bigyan ka ng bahay. Kaya, if some of you will say na, no, she used him para makapunta ng Amerika, think what you said. Flip it on the other side. Because you as a Filipina give up everything just to come to US. Ako, I give up my job. I give up my family. I give up my culture. I give up lahat. I give up my dreams. I give up my source of income. So, if you think na sasabihin nyo, ay ginamit niya lang yan para makapunta ng Amerika, mali po kayo doon. Don't say that. Kasi parang kapwa nyo Pilipino yung parang, you know very well, I give up everything too. Okay? So, nung pumunta ka dito sa US, you are trying to rebuild everything. You drop everything. Mayroon kang goals, mayroon kang dreams in your life, pero dahil sa pagmamahal nyo, dahil sa love mo si Guy, at dahil sa gusto mong tumira, gusto ng asawa mo na dito ka tumira sa Amerika, at dahil sa you love each other, yes, you agree to come here in US. Pero hindi po yun ang reason para sabihin nyo na ginamit mo lang yung asawa mo para pakarating ka sa Amerika. You know the story first bago kayo mag-judge na people. Right? So, hindi ako nakapagtrabaho nung dumating ako dito. It's because of Zoe. Okay? I can work, I can find my job, but it will be enough for me. Yung pera na sasahurin ko ay sakto lang pambayad ko sa daycare. And sinabihan ako ng ex-husband ko, huwag ka na magtrabaho kasi afford ko naman. Okay? And legally, they have to finance you habang ikaw ay hindi pa kayang magtrabaho at makapag-support sa sarili mo. So, wala akong work, wala akong full-time until 2021. Wala akong kapera-pera. I start from zero. Where I am right now is not the best, but I am proud of myself. Kung hindi ako natuto in my past, kung hindi ako saving for myself, saving for tomorrow, kung ano ang mangyari, mayroon akong dudukutin. Wala ako ngayon dito because hindi siguro ako nakapag-loan ng sasakyan. The car is not paid. I loan it. But you cannot loan a car without credit score. You can loan probably without a down payment. Pero hindi ko lang alam, malaki yata ang babayaran mo monthly kung wala kang down payment, malaki ang interest. I don't know. But here in US, pag wala kang credit score, hindi ka makapagrenta ng bahay, hindi ka makapag-loan ng sasakyan. So, credit score is like, alagaan mo kasi kung wala kang credit score at hindi maganda ang credit score, nobody will trust you. So, ayan guys, 2021 and today is 2026. I am still building and rebuilding myself. Para ka nang nasa mid-40s ka na and you're still trying to start. Yung parang gusto mo pa rin i-rebuild yung buhay mo. Financially, gusto mo pa rin, I wish I was here before the COVID times. I was here 20, 30 years ago. You know? Para sabihin nyo sa akin na, why is it other Filipinos are successful and you are not successful? There's so many Filipinos who are successful already. Yes. Meron. But I will zip my mouth. Yeah. What I did, while I can, I save up into a later account, which is my emergency funds. I purchase a property in the Philippines in case tumagilid ang lahat at i-deport at kung ano pang gagawin, mayroon akong uuwian at mayroon akong property na pwede kong patayuan ng kahit na maliit na bahay kubo. Bayad, may titulo, lahat. Hindi pwede yung parang mag-isip ka lang what's now. Mag-isip ka para what's tomorrow. There are sacrifices, mahirap po siya, masakit. Especially pagka yung nakikita mo na naaapektuhan yung mga bata, it is painful. And now, kahit na nandyan si Tommy, believe me or not, I think it's one of the reason why Tommy got attracted to me. Kasi ang sabi niya sa akin, you were very strong. You were able to survive yung parang, yung lahat ng mga to na alam mo yun, yung parang ikaw lang lahat, ikaw ang nagme-maintain ng mga finances, ikaw ang nagbabayad, ikaw, kailangan mong alagaan yung sarili mo, alagaan mo rin yung mga anak mo. Not only that, mayroon pang maraming mga bayarin na kailangan mong bayaran. So, I started paying some of the credit cards. I started sa mataas ang interest. Okay? I paid slowly doon while I was putting money in my emergency funds. Hindi po pwede, guys, na you give your everything to your Philippine family. I'll be honest with you, I do not drain everything sa bank account ko. Kasi, pag ikaw ang nawalan, hindi po kaya ni Pinas magbigay sa iyo ng pera dito. Save for yourself. I say it bluntly. Okay? Kung kaya mo magbigay, yes, magbigay ka. But make sure you have something on the side na pag kailangan mo nang bumili ng bigas, may pambili ka ng bigas. Hindi po yung pwedeng mangutang dito. Wala pong taong may mangungutang sa'yo dito. Ang ginawa ko sa aking divorce, Day, I withdraw my 401k. Sabihin niyo sa akin, bakit ka nakapag-divorce? Sino nag-file ng divorce mo? Bakit pinoproblema mo yung divorce ko? So, I withdraw my 401k para na makapagbayad ako sa abogado. Although, I used a legal, parang mayroong, ano ba yung ginamit ko? Nakalimutan ko na. May ginamit ako na you will pay as you go. Hala, nakalimutan ko na, guys. There is an agency that I use na not only I paid like a down payment, I paid as the case progress. So, hindi po siya yung parang masakit sa bulsa. I put it like a credit. Yung parang ganun. Ganun ang ginawa ko sa aking ano. But I have to withdraw my 401k. Not only that I use that to my divorce lawyer, I also use it para na makapag-loan ako ng sasakyan, pambayad sa down payment, and to pay some of the bills. Kung hindi ako naglagay ng pera while I was working in Ashley, kung hindi ako nag-sign up sa 401k and I just take all the salary that I have, wala akong may madukot. It is wrong. I don't recommend it because I had a penalty, but it is my only resource. Wala na akong ibang mapupuntahan. Walang may magpapautang sa'yo. Then, of course, dahil sa, I'm glad I did it, okay? I was eligible for citizenship 2018 at dahil sa shaking nga yung marriage namin, ayaw niya mag-appear, wala lahat, yung parang ganun, i-decline niya yung mga kung ano mga proseso na gagawin para mag-citizen kami. So, I make sure na nag-file ako ng citizenship. That alone, I paid 700 sa lawyer to fix everything. Kasi, takot akong ma-deny. Takot akong ma-deny. So, madali lang pala. Pina-fill up niya ako ng form. Kinunan lahat ng mga tax records ko. And I'm glad, I'm proud to myself. Kasi, I have all the tax record that I paid taxes, that I worked. I claim the citizenship through a 5-year rule. Hindi po dahil sa I claim it under marriage. Kasi, ayaw din naman niya. Bakit ko pa, wala naman din kasing silbi yung kahit kasal kami in paper pero we're not together. Hindi ko siya pwedeng gamitin kasi he will deny it. So, masasayang lang yung filing fee mo. So, I claim under the 5-year rule. So, nag-answer ako ng lahat ng questionnaires. Lahat. Okay? Hindi ako umuwi ng Pilipinas. Last time I was in the Philippines was 2016. So, nag-apply. Mahigit 5 taon na ako dito na hindi ako nakalabas na bansa. So, ayun guys, na pumasa kami sa citizen. We were citizen late 2022 ba or 2023? Yes. Kasi I was planning to do it pero hindi ko kaya. Kasi 3 kami, hindi ko kaya yung expenses. Kasi bukod sa mayroon ako mga priorities, kumbaga. So, hindi ko siya napagtuunan ng pansin. Another one, alam mo yung parang sa bank account mo, not only na lumalabas yung mga bayarin mo sa checking account mo, mag-deposit ka sa savings account mo and don't look into it. Kasalanan ko nung time na yon na parati kong tinitingnan yung bank account kasi takot ako mag-overdraft kasi yung overdraft, I have to pay $45. Takot akong mag-overdraft at magsayang ng pera, parati kong tinitingnan. So nakikita ko yung savings account. So, ang ginagawa ko, binabalik ko sa checking, binabalik ko sa checking. Yun ang ginagawa ko before, which is mali. Pero wala akong magawa, guys. Wala akong magawa kasi kulang nga yung pera sa pambayad. Kaysa naman magbayad ako ng overdraft na $45, mas maigi na lang i-transfer ko yung aking savings. Pabalik sa checking account ko. Kailangan mo lang talagang maging wais. Yan lang. Yung instinct mo, gamitin mo. You know? Kung may paraan, gawin mo. You know? Gawin mo, guys. You know? And also, sa ngayon, dahil sa yon, tapos na nga, di ba? Sa ngayon, sabi ng isa, risky daw yung aking sitwasyon ngayon. Okay? Bakit risky? Okay? I don't care if you are judging me with my relationship to Tommy. You're not the person who engaged with Tommy. Hindi kayo yung kung ano yung mga understanding namin ni Tommy, kung ano yung mga pinag-usapan namin, kung ano yung connection, how we connected together, how we express our love together, how we talk, how we plan for the future. Wala kayo doon. So, you judge by what you see in the video. Okay? Hindi kagwapuhan si Tommy. I accept it. Hindi daw gwapo si Tommy. You know what? Ang gwapo ay hindi makakain at hindi mabibili. Kung yan ang standard nyo. Hindi, aanhin mo yung gwapo kung lasinggero naman. Right? Aanhin mo yung gwapo kung pa-sexy lang lahat. Puro bling-bling ang nasa katawan pero wala namang ipon, walang dreams, walang future, walang goal. Yung may maganda ngang sasakyan pero utang naman, you know, bayaran naman, yung parang makapagluho lang. That's the opposite of Tommy is working for the future. He's working to live, not to survive. Iba po ang mentality ni Tommy. I think that's where we align together kasi we both have dreams, we both have goals, and I put my goal to myself and he put his goal for us. Alam mo yun, yung parang dapat sarili niya na lang iisipin niya but iniisip niya pa rin kami. And at this time, I'm able, kung ano man yung gastos ng anak ko sa Pilipinas, I tell you this, ang binabayaran lang niya ay ang tuition. He volunteered to pay. Full paid yung tuition fee. But I'm the one paying the allowance. I'm the one paying the bills. I'm the one paying the condo. So, yung condo po niya is 25,000. Yung allowance po niya, medyo kuripot kasi siya. Kaya medyo nakatipid ako sa allowance niya. Before, nung first semester, kasi kailangan niyang bumili ng mga books, mga syllabus o lahat. Nag-umpisa siya, you know, maraming pera na talagang lumabas. I don't wanna say anything how much, and you know, but because mayroon na siyang mga cooking gear sa condo, bumibili siya ng mga pagkain at siya na mismo ang nagluluto. So I'm saving a little bit in there. So kung mayroon siya mga kailangan dito, yan, I will try to have it, you know, send it to her. Then this coming first semester in August, the eldest is following, gusto niya na mag-aral, pupunta ng Cebu, 2 na po ang college ko, and hindi po to lahat gastos ni Tommy. Okay? I wish mayroon tayong Tommy na milyonaryo na kayang bayaran ang lahat ng expenses natin. No. You know guys, we have an agreement. Okay? I don't know how other married couple does. Yeah, pagka ang asawa mo ay nagtatrabaho at ikaw ay walang trabaho, of course, you know, isa lang, asawa mo lang mababayad ng lahat at ikaw ang nagmamanage ng lahat ng finances. But that's not my case. I can stay at home pero hindi ko kayang iasa lahat kay Tommy yung kung ano man yung expenses at saka bayarin. Hindi ko kayang you know, yung parang hingi ka na lang ng hingi. Hindi ko kaya yung ganun. Masarap mag-spend ng pera pag kinita mo. Mahirap mag-spend ng pera pag iba ang naghanap buhay, pag iba ang nagbigay. Sa totoo. Kasi pagka pera ng asawa mo, hindi ka basta-basta lang makapag-shopping, hindi ka basta-basta makabili ng kahit na eyeliner, kasi makikita na nag-spend ka ng pera. But if you work for yourself and you have some income, kahit part-time lang dahil gawin mo. Kahit na $15, $20 per hour lang yan. Gawin mo. Yeah. And try to put money on the side na pag dumating man yung araw na need mo, mayroon kang dudukutin, may pambayad kang pambili ng ticket para lumayas, may pambayad kang pang, pang Uber, pang taxi, o ano man yan ang gagawin mo. Hindi yung parang, pinapalayas na ako ng asawa ko. Wala akong pera, saan ako pupunta? Wala akong pamrenta ng hotel. Ang daming I join in the Facebook groups in Facebook. Ang daming mga anonymous na mga sender na they are having a hard time talaga kasi it's either na maghihiwalay sila ng asawa niya, may anak, hindi alam kung ano ang gagawin. Be wise. Habang ikaw ay walang trabaho sa bahay mo, I stress this out. Kasi kung hindi ko to ginawa sa sarili ko, wala akong nadukot, wala akong nadukot. Sell something, kahit used pa yan. Sell something. So, umpisa mahirap kasi wala ka pang yung parang trend ng wala kang reviews, wala pang may bumibili, but keep posting and put prices that are reasonable. Huwag maglagay ng presyo na 100 plus na hindi naman siya worth 100 plus kasi hindi mabibili yan. Yeah. Bukod doon, alam mo, nag-soap making ako, nagbabasar-basar ako, kahit na mayroon kaming window covering at that time. Ngayon, ginagawa ko pa rin siya. Ngayon, nagsa-side hustle pa rin ako. Hindi po talaga, sa panahon ngayon, hindi pwede yung parang aasa ka lang. Okay? Especially when you feel na medyo shaky na yung relasyon mo sa asawa mo at mayroon kang anak na tinitingnan mo na nahihirapan ka, hindi mo alam kung saan ka pupunta. Start doing something, financially. Magligpit ka, magtago ka ng pera. Kung binibigyan ka ng pang grocery, get something. Kung hindi ka man binibigyan ng pera, I feel bad. I feel sorry for you. Try some other means. Magbenta ka, Magbenta ka. But, be clever. Pag wala kang bank account, I think kailangan niya ng joint bank account pagka mag-apply ka ng adjustment of status at saka ng green card mo. Keep it. Siguro pagka joint account at saka maghihiwalay kayo, mawawalan ka ng account, learn to be independent. Kasi hindi po talaga 100% na guaranteed yung relasyon mo sa inyong asawa. Pwera na lang sa mga perfect na couple dyan. Na-insulto ka. Pwera na lang sa mga perfect. Meron nga naman siguro talagang perfect relationship, Pero hindi pa ako nakapagtagpo. Wala pa ako may nakilalang may perfect relationship. Wala pa. But yes, yan po ang yan lang ang masagot ko sa inyo. It is based on my experience. Alam mo, ngayon sa Acorn, I started doing it again. Kasi during those times, I withdraw all the money in Acorn. Withdraw ko siya lahat-lahat. Kasi, di ba, bukod sinabi ko sa inyo na I put some money in the emergency funds, I put some money in the Roth IRA, slowly withdrawn it. I got my ATM from Acorn. I remember 2022 na talagang hirap na ako. I remember it na pumunta ako doon sa, alam mo yung parang pag hirap ka magbayad ng gas, hirap ka magbayad ng bill, ng electricity. In your own community, mayroong parang isang office na doon ka pupunta para na pwede kang maghingi ng tulong. Pumunta ako doon one day, nanghingi ako ng tulong kasi 2 buwan na hindi ko kayang bayaran. Kasi ang ginawa ko kasi before is, may mo ako I priority, this month I priority the gas. Next month, I priority the electricity. I always pay the rent, no matter what. Then, yung mindful ako kung magkano po yung isa-shopping ko na pagkain. And I always incorporate it with vegetables para halimbawa kailangan ng yung meat, yung 1 pound na meat. Hatiin ko sa kalahati yan, then may vegetables, o diba, o kaya nang i-feed yung ating mga bata, healthy pa. Yun ang ginawa ko before para baka survive. Hindi tayo maluho, wala. Kailangan po talaga magiging wise ka. Talagang you need to learn how to back up. Kasi hindi po talaga walang kapitbahay unless you have a very nice kapitbahay na kaya kang... Ngayon, mayroon kaming magandang kapitbahay kasi ito talagang namimigay ng pagkain. Yung kapitbahay namin, ang pulang kami ng magandang kapitbahay in that way. Unless you have a very good kapitbahay, guys. hindi po recommended na wala kang backup plan. Kailangan meron kang backup plan. So, nakapag-reflect din ako doon sa pangbashing sa akin ha. If I were to start again and rebuild myself, my life, my financial status, I would consider investing again. So, yung 401k mo is retirement money mo na, yung Roth IRA mo is talagang pera mo yun. I think those are non-taxable. I don't know. But I heard it is better than 401k. So, now, when I started this job last September, I started rebuilding my Acorn account. And cross fingers, I'm not gonna use it kasi it's there. It's growing. I think I have almost, I'll show it to you. Kind of like putting money every week. The good thing with this account is you can control how much you can put. Let's say you have a part-time job. Your salary every week is only 280 after tax, 350 after tax. You can slowly drop some money weekly, reoccurring deposit to your Acorn account without seeing it. Just I advise, don't look it up. Advise na wag mo lang parating i-monitor kasi matitim kang kunin pagkakapos na kapos ka na. So, started dropping every week and I can see na it's growing. And I think, kahit na Acorn lang yan, pipitsugin lang yung app niyan. I trust it. Merong stash. Yung sa stash, meron akong 200 plus noon. Winidraw ko rin yun. Kasi I'd rather want it in the same account. Meron akong some coins, pero ibang app yon. I just leave it there. Hindi ko talang siya ginagalaw kasi nagkaganon, nagbabak. Learn how to invest. Alam mo yon. Yeah, kung yan lang ang ating, wag mong problemahin yung paano ako nakapag-survive. Wag mong problemahin yung aking life. Problemahin mo yung sarili mo. Problemahin mo yung kung milyonarya ka. I adore you kung milyonarya ka. Huwag yung masyadong mapagmataas sa kapwa Pilipino. Hindi po maganda yun. Yan. That's all I can share to you guys, Listahan ko to para hindi ko makalimutan yung sasabihin ko. Yep. So, hindi po siya recommended na aanga-anga tayo. Wala tayong pera. Bye-bye. Sa mga baguhan po dito, ang hindi pa po nakapag-subscribe sa atin, please consider subscribing. Hype that button para po yung ating video. And kahit na boring po ang ating topic ngayon, at least you'll learn my story. Thank you so much guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.